What's up, guys? We made it up and over the pass in the Sawtooth National Forest, which took us down a huge mountain pass into Sun Valley. So when you turn around, right on the other side of that notch is Sun Valley. You can see these beautiful mountains. It's really steep. Like, to give you an idea, if I had to guess, this is probably about 2,500 vertical from here to here. So I know with the fish eyes it doesn't do a good job, but you can see we found a beautiful spot for this evening. I pulled off on the first Forest Service road and I saw this well-worn road and thought to myself, oh, it's going to be crowded. Turns out there's only 2 campsites up that road, and there's this one in the open, which is a little bit sunny, but it's okay, and I'll show you why. I'm not using the awning. I don't like that awning. It's too low. Really needs to be on a trailer, a really lightweight setup. So I'm gonna get a new awning, but for now, I really love this wiggle up here. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like a couloir ski wiggle. It's probably just an avalanche path. The reason I did check, or the reason I did stay at this site was Charles and I went for a little exploration and we found this willow patch, which usually means water. You can see I have my 100-watt solar panel out and it's going to the car. I've got a really small, we call them Blue Eddy, but I think the company calls them Bluety, which is kind of funny. But I've got an AC70, which is an 800-watt power station powering my really cheap fridge. And that 100-watt solar panel replaced a $200 100-watt Blue Eddy solar panel. And this solar panel is half the size. It was 50 bucks on Amazon. And I thought for sure it would get like 20 to 50 watts and I would be happy with that. But in fact, the lowest I've got in decent sun is 65 watts. And the highest I've got right now, I'm getting 86 watts. So it's absolutely amazing. Super stoked. I love looking, you know, the Kiwi Honda Element looks out of place in the city when you pull up places. I totally agree. I love the color, but when you see the Kiwi Element in its natural habitat, it just blends in, and I love that. So we've got this short little walk that I'll take you on, and you can see there's a few dried up creeks. And at first I didn't know if there would be any water. I kind of assumed not, as this was the main path. Part of this is human traffic. I'm also noticing that part of this is moose and elk traffic. So I want to be careful because on the other side of the creek they're bedding down and you can see sites they've worn in. But this is where we found the creek. You can see I've got a little bag of trash that I'm keeping, and I got my chair set up on the creek. Charles is stoked. I'm stoked. I don't know if the mountains are stoked, but we're stoked to be in them. And you know, I've used a lot of camp chairs. This channel has nothing to do with advertisements or endorsements. That being said, if I find something that I love, I'll let you know. I've been in the outdoor industry for so long. I have I think a Mayfly chair that I love. I think that's the company. They're no longer in existence. And I have a Helinox ultralight chair. But for this trip, I bought the Helinox beach chair. Hope you can hear me in the wind. But I bought the beach chair, and I absolutely love it. I'm not overweight, and that's nothing against overweight people. I love being low to the ground because the ground just acts as my footrest. But if you don't like getting up out of low chairs, you won't like this chair. And if you do like low beach chairs, I highly recommend the Helinox beach chair. I've used it maybe 15 times so far and haven't regretted it once. Charles, he says he doesn't need a beach chair. He says he'll just chew on stick. And I think for the most part, life is good. There is a little bit of a bug pressure here. Kind of a small horsefly, maybe similar to the East Coast black fly. Not the mosquitoes though. I burn these, can't remember who makes them, but they make them in incense sticks and incense cones. I just burn these every once in a while. It kind of helps. They're completely natural. I don't really spray down with bug spray. If I do, it will be essential oils, and I tend to just smell like that for a long time. So I finally put my pants on, which is very helpful. And other than that, we're just gonna kind of sit here. As you can see, a little bit of shade in the willow trees. In these valleys, and when you're driving in open country of America, you know, we do this in Idaho a lot, but just look for, if you're in the desert or you're in a place where there's not a lot of water, just look for where the trees are growing. If you see a huge patch of trees, it might just be an underground water source, but there's a good chance it'll be a creek. And so here we are on the other side of Sun Valley. The road just turned paved, which was shocking. I think we drove 22 miles off-road today, very slow, mainly to keep Charles happy. I still have a broken part on my Element I'm trying to get fixed. It's just a control arm. I just don't have floor jacks to do the work myself. So for now, we're gonna sit on the creek and enjoy life, make up a little salad for dinner, watch a movie, and not sure what we'll do tomorrow. Since we're so close to Sun Valley, I might just stay here another day, but time will tell. Much love.